The following portion of Daytime is sponsored by Tampa Bay Chamber.
The Tampa Bay Chamber has been serving our community for nearly 140 years, making local businesses a top priority through its advocacy work. We're joined today by the Chamber's president and CEO, Bob Rohrlack, and the chairman of the board, Brian Adcock. They're here to discuss the top issue keeping many business leaders up at night. Gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Bob, start with you. What is the big issue keeping business leaders up at night?
The big issue that we're really working hard on is transportation. It's harder and harder for companies to have their employees be able to get around town and work on different issues. And we're working very hard on having the transportation tax dollars that seem to be stuck in Tallahassee coming back to this market. And
so, Brian, what is the Chamber doing to try to get that money back to Hillsborough?
You know, it was a great reminder when I drove here this morning from Lutz. And you get a chance to understand what so many other employees, families, and businesses go through. And so this is a regional issue. And so when we're looking at this as a chamber, it's something that's really important that we continue to follow through to get those tax dollars back. And so since last week, we were in Tallahassee advocating for the return of those dollars for, really repaving, not through tax holidays or things like that, but making sure it goes to what the people who voted for it really truly wanted. And so not only are we sending letters and communications from the chamber, but we're also advocating in Tallahassee as well.
And so what are some other things that you're advocating that money be used for, Bob?
For road improvements, potholes causing problems.
Yes, please.
Ways we can get light synchronization, where we can add some lanes for people to be able to get around, making it easier for people to get to and from work, being able to take care of issues with their families, that companies can get their products out and about into the market. So as we see, this is still at a very aggressive, attractive market for people to be locating to. We have to keep the infrastructure up to pace with all of that, or it's going to wind up being a detriment to all of us here in the market. So that's our big push. There have been some pushing that the money that was collected, the over $500 million, be used for a sales tax holiday. That won't solve any problem. We'll still have the road congestion problems at the end of the day. So we really want to see that investment being done. We have a 30-year backlog in transportation needs.
Wow.
This is a very small start towards it, but we have to be working towards that, or it is only going to get worse and harder for all of us to live and work in this region.
Yes, we appreciate that you're pushing for that. I'm sure that people want to push for it as well. There are, 4 or 5 weeks in the legislative session. Can we, as voters, as residents of Hillsborough, still do something to get our voices heard?
And we can absolutely do something, and it's been clear from our legislators, they want us to do something. They've told us, hey, we need to hear from the residents of Hillsborough County and the counties around it. So it is continuing to be a regional issue, and so the Chamber has tried to make it very easy, and we've put together a website that allows employees, residents, and people that travel through the county to be able to send letters to their legislators, going to www.tampabaychamber.com/advocacy. And it makes it super simple to be able to reach out to your legislator, send an email. We have chamber members that are doing it every day.
Beautiful.
But it's going to be critical in the next 2 weeks that we get communication.
Very good. Brian, Bob, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. And to learn much more about that issue or to participate in the Chamber's advocacy campaign, visit tampabaychamber.com/advocacy.
The preceding portion of Daytime was sponsored by Tampa Bay Chamber.